So for Muslim law, from Unit 5, there is another concept which we have that we will be discussing. Okay, it is basically a legislation that we have, Family Courts Act 1984. Okay, so with regard to that, it's a very small legislation anyways, but with regard to that, we have like its constitution, powers, functions, and all that stuff, like what kind of matters it will decide, its jurisdiction, and how family courts would be set up, right? Those provisions are being given here.
Okay.
So regarding Family Courts Act 1984, the legislation is having basically 6 different chapters, like a preliminary part which tells us about name of the legislation, its applicability, wherein all it's applicable, plus few definitions we have. Then we have a provision regarding family courts, which mentions how a family court will be set up, and other stuff. We have the jurisdiction in third chapter, which tells us wherein all family courts will be having jurisdiction. What kind of court will it be? Is it a civil court? Is it a criminal court? What kind of court it is? Then in the fourth chapter, it tells us procedure, how matters will be decided in family court. Then in chapter 5, appeals or revisions. Is it allowed or not? And last, we have like a miscellaneous part. So there are basically 6 different parts, and in total, we have like 23 different chapters. Okay, so what are the main objectives of this Family Courts Act? Right, Family Courts Act 1984. First of all, to provide for establishment of family courts, because this regular civil courts, these were having like jurisdiction to try the matters which were falling under family court, right? Which are now falling under family court. This regular civil courts were only deciding. And just because there were already so many cases pending, it was taking long time to decide the matters. So this act basically aimed that it will provide for establishment of family courts in places, right? Wherever might be it's needed, or based on population, they will decide where a family court is to be set up, and accordingly its process for establishment is also being mentioned under this legislation, right? So that is the first thing, establishment of family courts. Secondly, to promote conciliation and mediation in disputes relating to marriage. Now, family courts are being set up whenever any sort of matrimonial dispute comes before these courts. They should try to promote conciliation and mediation, right? They should try to bring some settlement between the parties. There is some time period also given, like if someone files a case, okay, like in Hindu law, if someone files a case for divorce, right, there will be a certain time frame given for the parties to think about it and then take a decision. Then all this conciliation mediation process also happens, wherein both the parties are given some time, and also some, like this family courts would take up some initiatives in order to see if conciliation or mediation is possible between them or not. So that is also another thing which this Family Courts Act tries to promote. And lastly, secure speedy settlement of disputes relating to marriage. So marriage, as in there are a lot of things related to marriage. So all those things which are falling under jurisdiction of Family Courts Act, so that these matters are being decided faster, right? Because they are not having burden of any other matters, but it's only matrimonial disputes. So it was expected that there will be speedy settlement of disputes which are coming before them. So these are basically the 3 objectives for which with these objectives only Family Courts Act 1984 was being established.